we talk about this demand issue, with demand falling off a cliff. And if you look at the economic data, it hasn't been that bad, certainly not out of the U.S. China is trying to inject more stimulus in order to get its economy going. Where is the lack of demand coming from?
But you're exactly right. I don't think there's a lack of demand right now. It's the fear of that there would be a lack of demand. We don't know what 2020 demand looks like. That's the problem. And, the market always tries to price in the future right here, right now. Demand isn't that bad at all. I mean, yes, we've slowed down significantly from 2 million barrels per day or 1.5 million barrels per day of growth to less than 1 million barrels per day of growth. But we're still growing, and these are decent numbers. But I think the problem is that should China slow down, if the stimulus say doesn't work, the rest of Asia will slow down. The rest of Asia has been pretty weak as trade has slowed down as well. And that's the fear that, okay, if that continues, could we be in a recession next year globally? If that's the case, then oil demand growth could be very, very small. Maybe it even declines. That's what's driving prices. It's not that demand right here, right now is weak.
I'm old enough to remember when people were worried about the supply coming out of Iran being cut off and the Libya conflict heating up and cutting off supply there, all leading to a pop in oil prices because of a lack of supply. Those issues are just completely off the table now? Is that basically what markets are saying?
But this is exactly why we go back to your first question, what more can Saudi Arabia do? Saudi Arabia can only cut more production. Like I said, they're not going to do it. Supply is not on the market's radar right now. Iranian exports are very, very low. Venezuelan exports are low. Even U.S. shale production is surprising to the downside. In a normal world, we would have rallied $5 to $10 when the U.S. earnings came out, given how poor those results were. But that's the issue. They are completely off the table now because that's not the focus. That's why I say if demand stabilizes, we can rise or rally very quickly because the supply side is very tight. But it just has to be led by demand right now.